Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Attack the Baseline, a WNBA podcast where every episode we attack our baseline knowledge of the WNBA. We're your hosts, John and Kristen Barber, and today we're back talking about two teams we haven't talked about too much this year, the Chicago Sky, the Atlanta Dream. A lot of ups and downs with both of these teams, and much to be said. But before we get into all of it, Kristen, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. Enjoying the summer.
Yes, the lovely summer.
It's been crazy here in Philly with all the 4th of July stuff, and now we have the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm. MLB All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, MLB.
Uh-huh.
I do have to clarify.
There are multiple All-Star games within the month of July.
Yes. So tonight, you're listening to this the next day, but tonight we're going out to watch the Home Run Derby.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully going out tomorrow to watch the All-Star game.
Yes.
A lot of festivities around.
Yeah, the energy in the city is fun. You know, as a moderate baseball enjoyer, it's nice to see our city be the focal point of, any sport. And it's been such a big deal. I feel like this year, like 5 days of festivities, the All-Star Village at the convention center. It's, It's cool. So I like a home run derby. I'm excited to go watch the home run derby. That's baseball. That's not basketball. Mm-hmm. We don't need to continue to talk about that, especially if you're not a baseball fan. But that's just what's going on around the town, Philadelphia. If you'd like to send us an email and let us know your thoughts about the home run derby or about the upcoming WNBA All-Star weekend, you can send us an email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com. Connect with us on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok at ATBPod. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform it is that you listen to the show. Subscribe to YouTube. And of course, tell your friends and family to check out the show and get in the know about the WNBA. All right, Kristen, let's talk about our joint highlight of the week. It's kind of the biggest thing, I feel like, that happened outside of the games that we watched. I mean, my highlight would probably be the Wings coming back to beat the Sky. We're already going to talk about that when we talk about the Sky. But why don't we talk about this Lynx Liberty game? Mm-hmm. Because you and I were at Barclays on the 3rd when the Liberty beat the Lynx. Mm-hmm. And now back in Minnesota, the Lynx get the better of New York in a game just the other day, this past weekend. What were your thoughts on that one?
Mm-hmm. This was a fun rematch.
Mm-hmm. Very good one.
Yes. It was a good game. Minnesota completely dominated the first half. And we were surrounded. We were at a watch party with Stoop Pigeon, Watch Party PHL, at Dock Street Brewery during the game. Mm-hmm. And we were surrounded by New York fans.
Yeah, a lot of Liberty fans.
Yes. So they were feeling down in this first half because New York was not playing very well. No. But the Liberty stormed back in the second half. Sabrina had a great second half. Mm-hmm. And they totally changed their mindset. And the end of this game was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially going into the fourth quarter. Very tight, very contentious game. You could tell there were some nerves. It's the middle of the regular season game, but you could tell that all these New York fans were like, oh, we really got to get this one over on Minnesota, who at this point, I feel like it's a pretty decent rivalry between these two teams. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the energy shifted for sure. And it was a great fourth quarter because it was only a 5-point game down the stretch. But I do think the big moment, the big transition is when Kayla McBride decides to wake up and start making her shots. She was 5 of 11 from 3. and she hit some shots. She knocked him down and just stood still. She was jawing. She was talking her-ish, and it was excellent to see. Very much as a K-Mac fan, was very fun. But it led to some hurt feelings for those Liberty fans who were disappointed with how the game ended.
Well, I'll say some of them were saying like a good loss. They were like, they could have the Liberty could have just shut down.
Completely folded, right.
And not even tried to come back in the second half, but they did. And they, had a good showing. Something that was interesting to me was, talking to some of them. One fan particularly was saying how she is upset with the coach, wants the coach to be fired.
Yes, out on DeMarco.
Which I haven't. There's other coaches around the league that other people are talking about being fired. I haven't particularly heard of the Liberty coach being fired. That people want that to happen.
Right.
But this fan did. There was one moment at the end of the game where New York takes a timeout. They're down. It's like 8 seconds left. So like, obviously this is a big play that you're about to do. You're trying to come back.
Yes. Yep.
And they inbound the ball and it's like immediately stolen and you lose.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of a moment where it's like, well, what's the whole point of that timeout? You're supposed to be drawing up this good play.
Yeah.
And it just completely didn't work at all.
I will say, to play the devil's advocate, because I understand the frustration with Chris DeMarco, especially as him being an NBA mind coming into the WNBA. I know our feelings about that. Another male head coach, yada, yada, whatever you want to say. ATOs after timeout plays for rookie coaches, I'm not going to expect him to be a master at that right away. So sure, it's a crunch time moment that didn't go their way. But to say that the Liberty have had a bad season, which I did hear some of them say, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I think they are steadily in contention still and have dealt with some injuries amongst their players, of course. And I do expect them to be, at least one of the final 4 teams in the league come playoff time. So Chris DeMarco, yes, has a lot of work to do to continue to become a better coach. But I think there are some hotter seats around the league, I would say.
For sure. Yeah.
Also of note in this game, a rare Jonquel Jones double-double loss for the Liberty. They only have like one other loss where she has a double-double. So notable. I'm always, when you can feel it, if you're not like checking the box score, you're like, this feels like a double-double game for Jonquel. And I checked it with, maybe 4 or 5 minutes to go. I'm like, oh, she's got it. So they're going to win this one, right? And then they didn't. So it's always something that is going to be in the back of my mind when I watch JJ. But yeah, just a great game back and forth. I would love to see both of these teams play one another and, rehash that finals that we got to see a few years ago. In this year's playoffs, I think that would be excellent. And a lot of credit goes to Minnesota because of how they closed out this game, crashing the offensive glass. They really controlled the flow by getting all those second chance opportunities. So Minnesota continues to sit there at the top of the table. And, I don't think they're going to be coming down anytime soon, especially with Nafisa out there practicing. So
she's coming back soon.
She will be back very soon. We're going to have eyes on Minnesota when she's back. A lot of players coming back from injury that will make differences.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Yes, fingers crossed.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Let's talk Sky then. Skyler or Chicago? How about both? Chicago Sky. We should just start with the drama.
Yeah.
Right? Why don't you go over the timeline of what has elapsed over the last week? Well, really, it's been 2 weeks or so since the return of Courtney Vandersloot. But the Chicago Sky are shockingly dealing with more turmoil, something that they never deal with.
My shocked face. Can you tell?
This is my shock face. Yes.
Yeah. So, well, I think we start in the off season. They sign 4 very good to great point guards.
They didn't sign them all. What?
They put them on the roster.
Acquired. Yes.
Everyone knows there's going to be problems.
Correct. Yes. We said, I don't know if you're allowed to do that. You are allowed to do that, but.
So Courtney Vandersloot comes back on June 26th and is playing from the bench at first. July 6th, Skylar posts on her story on Instagram. I don't have it in front of me. Something like, oh, you're going to tell me I'm coming off the bench now.
So I'm coming off the bench now? Cool. Yeah.
And then she goes on to say, I've been so quiet about my qualms with the team. When, okay, if that's how you want to define it. But she has already this season been vocal about the team has a loser mentality.
Which...
You're not wrong. So she's been vocal, and she posts very publicly that she's had conversations with the coach and front office that she's going to start off the bench now, and is very unhappy with that. The next day, July 7th, Courtney Vandersloot is starting. And Skylar now has not played for 3 games.
Yes.
She has an apparent knee injury, which is what it says on all the apps, knee injury. In the game yesterday, they said she also has a toe injury.
Yes.
So unclear what her injury is.
Yes. 50% of head, shoulders, knees, and toes are hurt for Sky.
But I will... So if you asked me what will come of this... I would say Skylar's not playing 1 more minute for this team.
I think that is not that bold of a take to think that would be the case.
But on her story right now, she shared a reel that the Chicago Sky made of her like playing bingo and answering questions about herself.
Okay.
So like a friendly, fun video.
Yeah.
She's sharing in her Sky uniform. That's currently on her story.
Recorded 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, but she wouldn't.
Well, I don't know
be
if that's for sure.
sharing it right now.
Yeah.
If it was like completely cut ties fully.
Correct.
And she was at the game. She was traveling with the team in this away stretch.
Yeah.
So simply seeing that, maybe there's a chance that she comes back.
I certainly think there's a chance.
But I think she's obviously very upset. I'm sure she has expressed her frustration and perhaps has said, you know, I don't like the situation. Look for trades.
Yeah. And she very well could be doing that. She very well could be requesting a trade. There was another... I've mentioned him time and time again. Another great newsletter by Michael Waterloo on Bluesky, Pitch Mr. Perfect, about what it would look like and the feasibility of every team in the league offering equivalent salary / picks for Skylar. And the bulk of the trades were like 0 out of 10 likelihood. Like, you would not expect. So many teams have their point guard situation figured out. And the one that I think is worth talking about, and a team that I could see giving the Sky positive value for a player like Skylar, who makes $920,000 and is under contract for 2 years, would be a team like Washington. Washington is hovering around 500. They are clearly trying. They're going for it. Coach Sid Johnson is definitely steering that team that way. The returns thus far on a player like Georgia Amor have not necessarily been what they may have hoped. Mm-hmm. Of course, she's coming off an injury, so maybe Georgia needs more time. But to be in that role, it would certainly serve that team a lot to have a ball handler of the caliber of Sky, and, you know, whatever you want to say about a veteran mentor, whether you think she's a good locker room body or bad locker room body, whatever it is, she definitely is a winning basketball player. And Chicago right now is overloaded at guard. Mm-hmm. So Chicago, who doesn't own their own pick, I think should be willing to look at offers for players that they have under roster. And I think that is a matchup that would make sense. Maybe you could even get a first out of Washington. Washington has a lot of real estate to deal with, a lot of players that are on that team that are quality. There's no expansion draft coming up next year, so they don't have to worry about protections this year, but in 2 years, they're going to need to worry about it. By the time 2 years is up, Skylar wouldn't even still be on your team necessarily, unless you wanted to extend her. So I think it might make sense with giving Washington this kind of fun 2-year window to compete with what you have now by going out and getting Skylar. So I really like that idea that Michael posed in the newsletter. Of course, if you want to read his newsletter and see other ideas that he had, go check it out on Bluesky. But what do you think about that as a concept?
I would love it as a concept. I'm honestly very much rooting for it. I hope that that happens. I think that would be exciting. You just have to think about, where can she start? What team needs a starting point guard? Because clearly she wants to start.
Yeah, right.
She's like going to be upset.
I need to start.
Right. And I don't think there's any other team other than Seattle.
Maybe Phoenix. She's not going back there.
Right. She's not going back to Seattle or Phoenix. That could use a starting point guard. So I hope it happens. I'm manifesting that.
Manifest.
So we will see what comes of Skylar. On the other hand, there's another player that an article came out where she says that the headline, Natasha Cloud, Chicago Sky, might be perfect fit after all. It's like, okay. So at first I see this headline. I'm like, okay, Natasha Cloud is like thrilled to be in Chicago. I'm like, I have to read this article. She must have spoken very highly. Maybe her and Skylar, they're at odds. I don't know. What is this?
No.
The article basically says nothing from Tosh. There's like 2 quotes from Tosh in this article. One of them is, obviously she's happy to be in Chicago because she's happy to be on a team.
Correct.
Because she wasn't on a team
for so long
in the off season.
Yep.
So that's truly the extent of her being grateful to be in Chicago.
I'm just happy to be here.
So I think this is hilarious and must just have been like a PR stunt from the Sky to put out this article. Good. Yes.
Yeah. It very well could be.
Put out this good article that, somebody on the Sky
somebody
is a
loves
perfect
it here.
fit. It's barely about her at all. Mostly just talks about how the team loses.
Yeah.
It's just funny. So that was just hilarious. But I do love seeing Natasha Cloud as a part of this team.
Yeah. Natasha Cloud deserves to be appreciated.
Yes.
Period.
For sure.
So yes, for her to be here and contributing is and she clearly is the player that I feel like wants to win the most when we watch these games this week, especially when they were about to lose to Dallas or when they lost to Dallas. There was a moment where she drew a foul down the stretch and she let out a big scream and was like, "We are going to win this game." They did not, but hey, she's trying. She's doing her best.
She is trying. She is, I just forget. She's so athletic. She's so fast.
Yeah.
She has so much energy. Yeah, I love that from her. I love watching her.
Right. No, I exactly. So we mentioned Sloot. We mentioned Sky. We mentioned Tosh.
Uh-huh.
JC Sheldon's here too. They traded a first round pick for her. You know, she has her moments.
Yeah. Something I will say that I think I did see from the Sky is they turn over the rotation very quickly. Like
Yes.
a lot.
They play a lot of players. They go very deep.
Yeah. And like players are not playing extended minutes at a time. Like everyone's taking a lot of time off and going to the bench and coming back. It's big rotations, which did make it hard for me as I'm trying to watch a particular player play, a certain extended period of time. Like for a while, I was like, okay, let me watch JC. And then like 1 minute later, she's not there anymore. I'm like, wait, okay, she was just here. And then I tried to do that with Azare. I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch Azare, and she's gone. So it makes it very difficult.
No, it absolutely does. They churn through a lot of players. One thing that we're going to talk about in further detail when we talk about Atlanta is the idea of minutes per game from some of these starters. I'll give you more in-depth thoughts about Atlanta, but Chicago doesn't have a single player in the top 25 in terms of minutes per game amongst starters in the WNBA. So top 25, the player that has the most minutes in the W is 35 minutes per game out of 40. And then the 25th is 29.8 minutes per game out of 40, just shy of 30. So not a single Chicago player. I mean, you'd imagine a player like Camilla would probably be close to 30 minutes, right?
I would think Camilla would lead the team in minutes. She's playing 27 minutes per game.
Which is up from last year? Down from last year?
Down.
Surprising.
Almost the same, but down from last year. Yeah. I would think, especially without Angel, she's on the court more. No, actually less. Okay. Let me see if Elizabeth Williams, because she's their backup center, she's playing 6 minutes less than last year, 16 minutes a game only.
Surprising.
That's crazy.
I mean, to have starters playing less than 20 minutes is pretty surprising. Of course, Courtney Vandersloot's just coming off of injury, so that's understandable.
The guards they have to churn through.
I mean, you got a lot of mouths to feed. You got to...
But the bigs, I would think, like Azare, only 24.
Yeah. I mean, who's playing? Well, I'll tell you somebody who is playing for this team. Playing quite well. Sydney Taylor. I mentioned her before a couple months ago, or a month ago or so at this point, when she, off the bench, scored 30 in the overtime loss that Chicago had to the Indiana Fever. One of the best games of the year, easily. A player that sort of broke onto the scene, and a player that is not really discussed in the same way amongst some of the other rookies, your Awas, your Azis, but certainly deserving of attention, like a all rookie potential caliber player. There are moments in time where Sydney Taylor, who currently is third amongst rookies in points per game and 15th among rookies in minutes per game, which I think is fascinating.
So she's very efficient.
Very efficient, or at least scoring a lot. There are moments where this Chicago team is running their offense through her. She is leading the charge. Whether
Which is
it's
just crazy to say, but
it's crazy to say with who's on the team. But this, I'll say, credit to the front office. They crushed this undrafted signing. I don't think they deserve much credit outside of that. However, I would have liked to see, Sydney Taylor play more minutes this week, because she really, since she's started the last 10 or so games, she's only up to 22, 23 minutes per game. Yeah. And I really think as a 25-year-old starting player on a WNBA team, she should probably be somewhere in the 26, 27, 28. And I think they would be winning a couple more games if they let her play a little bit longer, because when she's in a rhythm, she's really hard to stop.
Yeah. No, for sure. I loved getting to know Sydney Taylor, mostly this week. I think they have to be careful in the fourth quarter of games because they have so much vet presence. They have a lot of winning players on this team. And they have consistently been blowing games in the fourth quarter. Every game this week was close until the fourth quarter. They completely fall apart. And I don't want to say it's because they're running the offense through Sydney Taylor in the fourth quarter, but she missed 3 threes in this fourth quarter against Dallas. So it's just I feel like they need to be, because they keep losing in fourth quarters, they just need to be more strict with what they're doing in fourth quarters. And I don't know if they should be running it through this rookie in fourth quarters. I will say I'm dying to know more info about Sydney Taylor. There's really not much out about her. It says
mysterious
birthplace
woman, Sydney Taylor.
She is. It says birthplace, Long Island, New York, as I am from Long Island.
Wantagh?
That's not
Massapequa
enough info
Park?
for me. I need to know where in Long Island she's from.
Jamaica?
I can't find it. And we also discovered a big secret, perhaps.
Listeners, I'm going to ask you if you're driving your car, if you're standing up, find yourself a place to sit, maybe pull over. I don't want anybody swerving off the road because of how shocking this next conspiracy theory that we unravel in front of you is going to be. But I just want you to be careful.
Don't pull over your car.
You can. I'm giving you permission. I'm giving you permission to pull over.
Okay, don't.
Sydney Taylor is listed at 5'9" on Basketball Reference. And folks, there's not a chance that she's shorter than 6 foot tall.
It really?
There's a 3-inch conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy because we were okay, she feels like a forward.
Yeah, she's kind of like Rikia.
Right. Oh,
a little shorter Rikia.
Let's see what she's listed as. She's listed as a guard. Okay. Wait, she's listed as 5'9"?
Not a chance.
Not a chance. So we have to we look at other websites, nothing says. We have to scour the internet for photos to compare her height to another player. But she doesn't have that many photos with other players really. So
I'm looking at Instagram. I'm
looking
at Google.
But a lot of times they're leaning or squatting a little bit. So you can't really tell. So as I'm watching the game, I'm can she maybe she'll just stand next to Paige for a second and I'll be able to tell if she's taller than Paige, who I know Paige is 6 feet.
6 foot. Perfect.
So that was hard. They're running back and forth. It's hard to tell. But I'm pretty sure she's taller than Paige.
She's definitely taller than AZ.
She's definitely taller than AZ, who's 5'11". She, in the game against LA earlier in the week, she looks almost the same height as NECA, who's 6'2".
6'2".
She is shorter than Elizabeth Williams,
who's 6'3". We confirmed there was a picture of them high-fiving, but it wasn't she was 6 inches shorter than her. There was no way. There was no way. They were pretty much eye to eye.
A little shorter, yeah.
A little shorter.
So this woman is at least 6 foot tall.
Uh-huh.
I would say 6'1".
So, folks,
We need to know.
we need to know. If you're listening to this and you know for sure the real height of Sydney Taylor, please send us an email. Or, better yet, if you can go to the game with a measuring tape and say, Miss Taylor, if you wouldn't mind, I'd
How
like
tall are
to
you?
measure how tall you are.
Uh-huh.
Or stand back to back if you know you're 6 foot tall. Say, can you stand back to back with me?
Mm-hmm.
Please, please make this right.
Yeah.
Because Basketball Reference cannot be this wrong.
It's very wrong. It's pretty crazy.
It's pretty wrong.
I don't actually understand how it can be that wrong. Like, usually you lie and say you're taller than you are.
Exactly.
You don't say you're 5 inches shorter than you are.
It's just it's so interesting because the only other time that I feel like this has happened was with a player that was longer, like arm wise, wingspan wise, like a Brittany Sykes, who's 5'9" as well. Mm-hmm. But Sydney Taylor is definitely taller than Brittany Sykes.
Oh, for sure.
Who's 5'9". Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, you can start driving again. You can stand up again. Mm-hmm. Just, we're putting you on notice, league and fans. Please.
Yeah.
Make this right.
Okay. I also wanted to bring up Gabriela Hawkes, who I do think she was hurt for a while. She's back now. I love her presence on this team.
Yeah.
She's a guard in the rotation, but I think she has so much, like, she has no fear. She is not afraid to drive right into defenders. Mm-hmm. Like, I love that. That this team is just like scrappy and energetic.
Yeah. Not top to bottom.
No, but they have their players that I'm like, yeah, you have like a good, like, hardworking attitude.
Right. And like, when you look down the draft board, there wasn't really anybody better than Gabby that like Flage, sure. Could have drafted Kiki Rice, but you didn't need another point guard.
Yeah.
So I think Gabby, has a lot to live up to in the 5th pick, of course, but I think that she's going through that typical rookie flow where, she started off pretty well at the start of the season. She had the injury. And I think she's getting back into form, but I believe in what she can add to this team from an energy standpoint. As you said, I like that way that she can absorb contact and finish at the rim.
She has great footwork.
Yeah,
like,
good
she can be
footwork.
Very fancy.
There were times in this Dallas game where she let some turnovers affect the end of the game, and you saw Tyler Marsh take her out for offensive, defensive possessions at the end of that game. Not to the success of the team, but Gabby's a player that I could see, playing 28, 29, leading the team in minutes, even though she's a rookie, just because we know that she has that in the tank. Mm-hmm. So good player for sure. Mm-hmm. I hope that she can become a great player. I don't know exactly what her ceiling is. But could be worse for Chicago to have a player like Gabby on their team. Mm-hmm. So that's the Sky. 7-16.
Oh,
right now.
Yeah. The announcers during the Wings game were like, yeah, they've just been going through injuries. They still don't even have Benijah Laney back. I was like, what?
Yeah, Benijah Laney ain't coming off that bench. Yeah, Dejanay Carrington.
So yes, they're still waiting for Dejanay. Who knows if Skylar will be back? This could be a very different team in a couple weeks.
Yeah, who knows?
And they really do get close to winning. Like,
yes, they're a good 3/4 team.
Yeah.
They're not a great closing team.
They just have to figure that out.
Yeah, they have to.
Very similar to Atlanta, who also has been losing games in 4th quarters lately.
Yep.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
So let's talk about them. The Atlanta Dream. Some of our faves. You got your Ryan Howards, your Leashes. You got Angel there. You got Nas. You got Jordan Canada.
JC.
Yeah. Those are your 5 starters for this Atlanta team. And I mentioned before, I'm going to talk about starters. All 5 of those players are in the top 25 in terms of minutes per game. With the player that's leading the league in minutes, Ryan Howard, at 35 minutes per game.
Yeah.
Something I learned about Ryan Howard, just to lead off the conversation. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love, like, we're watching them this week, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, Ryan has not sat for 1 second. Like, this whole team's got to be leading in minutes. And it's like, yep, the whole starting lineup is leading in minutes played. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And something that I found completely by accident when I was trying to find current minute per game leaders, career minute per game leaders of the history of the WNBA, Ryan Howard.
She's increased 1 minute every year that she's played.
Ryan Howard is 5th all time in terms of minutes per game. There are 2 active players that are actually higher in terms of minutes per game than Ryan. Nafisa Collier, who is 0.02 of a minute per game higher.
Okay.
And then Arike at 33.73 minutes per game. Just another quarter of a minute higher than Rye. But Arike's numbers are down, obviously, because of the influx of guards in Dallas. And to Dallas's credit, I think that's worked. Ryan Howard is a player that you can just tell. She paces herself very well. And she clearly wants to be out there on the floor. But I do think if I were Ryan Howard, I would maybe take a couple more breathers. Because right now Atlanta has lost 6 of their last 7 games. They lost 5 going into the week. They had a get-right game where they won by a decent margin. And then they lost the other night to a Portland team that is not better than them.
Right.
Is not better than them. They're putting a lot of tax on that starting 5. Smesco is trying to figure it out.
Well, even that game against Portland, Angel didn't play. And that makes it that much worse.
Yes, because you're relying on Medina Okot, who she's a very flexible player. She can play a lot.
I do love her.
She's great, but she's a rookie.
Yeah.
And, the end of the first round. So that's just where I want to set the stage for this Atlanta team. They are taxed. They need a breather. And there may be some reinforcements right around the corner.
I will say that whole situation is why, I mean, maybe I feel good and bad about this. It's why I don't feel as negatively towards the Dream, why they are losing games in fourth quarters. It's because, you're exhausted.
Right.
Like, all these players are playing way too much. And that's why you're losing. Like, that makes sense to me. Compared to the Sky, you're just, whatever. So, but at the same time, why are they playing so much? A lot of reasons. Angel was out. Bree Jones has been out, who hopefully is coming back. We really thought she was going to come back today, the 13th, but she was scratched at the last second. I'm really hoping she comes back later this week, because she is just going to change this lineup so much. And the bench was just like cleared. in the off season, I feel.
A lot. I mean, they lost their depth pieces in like Maya Caldwell. Naz Hillman was really good off the bench. Now she's full-time starting, and she started a lot last year too, but like she's a full-time starter now. That's okay. But when she was a helpful piece off the bench in certain situations,
She'll go back to the bench, I imagine.
Yeah, I think that we're going to see, Bree and Angel share the front court. You'll bring Naz off the bench. You'll have JC starting at point, and you got Leash and Rye there too. That's great. That's great for everybody. That helps everybody.
Yeah.
Because I am confident that you can do, 3 forward lineups where you play Bree and Naz and an Angel together because of Naz's ability to stretch the floor. You can give Ryan and you can give Leash a break there and rotate them out and let Naz fill there. But you're right. They lost.
I think losing Maya Caldwell and Nia Coffey.
Yep. Maya and Nia and BG. I mean, she was coming off the bench too.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now their bench is really like Medina Okot, who I do think is doing a great job.
Yep. A rookie.
Isabel Borlace.
Effectively a rookie.
Yes, who I have very high hopes for. But we'll see. So far, she hasn't been incredibly effective. Tahina Pau, who I think I'm like concerned about.
I am concerned about Pau.
So Tahina Pau is playing 4 less minutes than last year.
Okay.
Which I think she needs to be playing more minutes, as we've discussed. But she's playing less minutes. She's scoring like 2 less points a game, 1 less assist. The field goal percentage is down 9%.
Yeah,
on less attempts, though. They're just like giving her less rope.
Yeah, they're giving her a lot less rope.
Just like confused. Why?
I don't get it. I mean, her shooting, her 3-point shooting isn't down. It's down like a fraction of a percentage.
Is the same.
So that's fine. Her free throw percentage is higher. She doesn't get to the line. But it's weird because I recall in the offseason feeling very comfortable if I was Atlanta to let Pau move into the Jordan Canada role. And then we see Jordan Canada get that contract.
You said that. You were like, oh, maybe they let Jordan walk and Tahina fills the spot.
I thought it made sense at the time. Of course, Jordan Canada has been really good this year. And look, that makes me look a little silly. But at the same time, Pau taking a major step back instead of taking a step forward when she was one of the best rookies in the class last year doesn't serve your team well. As a team, they're shooting less threes.
They have
11%, they said, less.
It's very interesting.
Attempts.
Yes.
I believe it was their attempts per game is down 11%, which is probably like 3 or 4 attempts per game because they were shooting a ton of threes last year, and now they're down a tick.
They're shooting 30% more free throws.
Okay.
Than last year. 11% less 3-point attempts. So that's just interesting because the whole thing about Carl Smezko was his Smezko ball 3-point shooting.
Yeah, the mad scientist of basketball, they would say.
Which last year worked very well for them. And I'm not saying it's all because of Angel, but Angel comes in and like seemingly this whole thing shifts up.
Yes. And Angel's an all-star. Angel's a 3-time all-star.
Absolutely.
Angel has played very well. But it has changed the offensive dynamic of this team. Even though you wouldn't think it would, because Angel's play style is pretty similar to Brianna Jones' play style. So when Bree was out and Angel's there, I'm like, well, I'm going to think Angel's going to give you better passing.
But now Angel has to be at the basket. Angel has to be in the paint.
Which is why the free throw rate is up.
Yeah.
Presumably. But it is, the effect of Pow Pow taking a step back, losing Ania Coffey, who's shot a ton of threes, Maya Caldwell, who can shoot. I think that Coach Smezko feels like he needs another 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
That,
I mean, off the bench, yes, you need 3-point shooting off the bench.
And that's why I think this team has why this team has Aaliyah Nye, whose game is 3-point shooting, but she doesn't play.
Right.
And I don't know what that could be, but maybe give her a little rope, give her a shot.
Maybe it's just like, we got to do anything we can and hold on until Bree Jones comes back. And then it's like, okay, now we're the real team.
Get to the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Regroup, and then spend the second half of the season getting ready for a playoff run that, like, if you flame out in the first round again, a lot of questions are going to be asked about the effectiveness of the squad.
It's just like lately, they started the season so hot.
They were playing
They
really
were
well.
top of the table.
Yep.
Which I think is, part of the reason why I was pretty shocked and surprised that they have no all-star starters.
Yes. I still think that is a mistake by the league.
For sure.
By voters.
But in the last 5 or 6 games, they've really struggled. Like, are almost last place in field goal percentage, points per game differential. Like, they're just losing bad.
Yeah. To the way they actually match up in terms of their 3-point percentage on the season with the aforementioned Chicago Sky team that we just talked about, who shoots far less threes than them.
Yeah.
But a team like Atlanta that has a bunch of good 3-point shooters shooting at 31%. We'd hope to see some, regression to the mean.
Yeah.
A hot stretch for Leash, a hot stretch for Rye.
I think so.
I think
I have
they're
a lot
due.
of hope. Yes, I have a lot of hope. Bree coming back and this little all-star break, I think, will do wonders. I'm very hopeful.
Yes. So we're going to check back in, of course, when Bree is fully integrated back into that lineup. But I hope that they can find some juice off the bench.
Ryan's
somewhere.
actually shooting like 4% better from 3 this year.
I think Leash is down a little bit. She was all W.
A lot.
A lot of it.
Leash is down 38 to 29.
Ooh. Did not know it was that bad.
Yeah, that's
she was
not
shooting
great.
below 30%. On how many attempts?
5.
On 5 attempts. Yeah. Okay. Big Leash, you're coming back. You're going to have a strong second half. You're going to have a strong second half. I believe in my goat. But yeah, I mean, that paints the picture. Atlanta is in a bit of a overall slump. And 3 of those 5 losses, as we mentioned last week with Lauren Elizabeth, that was the Valkyries.
Which is tough. And
Grabbing the bull by the horns.
Right. They're just surging right now.
That Valkyries team is going to be a team that we talk about next week, because it's sort of this inverse of what we see going on in Atlanta. But, to friend of the pod, Katie out there, our Atlanta Dream friend, wishing you the best.
Yeah. I wouldn't be sounding the alarms for Atlanta.
No, absolutely not. They shouldn't make any panic trades or anything.
No.
They should just let
I think
Bree.
they should try to perhaps get some bench shooting.
Maybe. And that's why I think they went for Nye when she was available.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, time's running out to figure out who you want for your playoff run.
Yeah.
But of course, I wish that you could take a little tax off of these starters.
They need, the last thing you want is for one of them to get hurt.
Correct.
And then you completely have to throw in the table.
And I worry about that with especially a player like Jordan Canada, who's had her injury issues. She's just under 32 minutes per game.
Yeah.
I get a little spooked.
All of them have.
I get a little spooked.
That was actually interesting watching these games. Any time Alicia or Ryan was on the floor for a couple seconds, the announcers were worried.
Oop.
The announcers were
Yep.
Oh, they're down.
Ankle. Yeah.
You're you can tell they're on edge, worrying that something's going to happen.
Yeah. So let's not tweak
you
any
don't want
ankles.
that. You don't want that.
Let's stay healthy. Bree, what can you do for Atlanta?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for our talk about the
we
Chicago
perhaps
Sky.
will continue to watch Atlanta,
We
hoping
will.
Bree comes
We
back. That's
absolutely
what I
will
want
be
to
watching
happen.
them.
Yes.
Yes. No, of course.
This week, I mean, this upcoming week.
Yes. Yes. What do you got, Bree? That's going to do it for our conversation about the Chicago Sky and the Atlanta Dream. If you'd like to send us an email about any thoughts you have about either of the teams, you can do so at our email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com. Connect with us on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok at ATBPod. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform it is that you listen to the show. Subscribe to the YouTube. And, of course, tell your friends and family to check out the show and follow and figure out what their favorite team is and attack their baseline knowledge of the WNBA. Kristen, we're going to check out the Valkyries next week. Who else do we have on the list? Going to check out Washington as well.
Next week,
Yeah.
I'm saying Atlanta.
Oh, we're gonna continue the Atlanta watch.
Assuming Bree Jones comes back, I want to watch that.
Okay, we're doing it. We're doing Atlanta and Golden State. You can look forward to that.
If Bree doesn't come back, then I don't know. We'll
Then probably
switch it
not.
up.
Yes. So who knows? TBD. Definitely Valkyries.
Yeah.
Probably Atlanta. Maybe another team. We'll see. But thank you again for listening to the show. We will talk to you very soon. Kristen, I'm staring at the baseline. As always, what are we going to do?
Attack it.
Check the baseline. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to go check out the Home Run Derby.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.